How to apply specific music and sound for healing. This video is about how to use specific musical pieces with sound patterns for a variety of healing needs, and I'll also tell you the specific conditions these special sound and musical pieces address. We know musical presence has the ability to advance beyond traditional and even alternative therapies for incredible healing because it moves beyond the conscious rational mind into the subconscious and internal being and into our feeling awareness and into our spirit, so that we're not engaging with the ego, with control, with childhood issues or other circumstances that tend to block or delay healing and advancement. Here's what I'm covering in this video: the length of time you need to spend listening to the particular sound and musical patterns, the number of times to get the effects and benefits, and this is an important piece, how to tell you are getting the effects and benefits, and the kind of music and sound patterns to look for, how our body, mind, emotions, and spirit are affected by listening to specific musical patterns and sound frequencies in the short term and long term, and the particular effects of certain kinds of sound and musical pieces, so they don't have all the same effects, and what to avoid, and the length of time or the longevity of the exposure to music and how that can affect you throughout your life with these specific sound and musical pieces. And the goal of having this information is so that you can apply it for a huge variety of areas in our lives, from sleep, anxiety, stress reduction, calming, healing issues related to safety, constriction, issues are related to relationships with our heart and betrayal, love, grief, sadness, unresolved issues, and trauma, minimizing pain and managing pain, restlessness. And this is all for children, babies, teens, and adults. And also a host of other things that is about acceleration of our creativity, intuition, insight, going to the dentist, and problem solving. I'm a doctor of behavioral health and integrated medicine and have been working with sound and music for over 25 years in different settings like primary care with patients with different mental and physical health diagnosis. I've also used different patterns and sequences and sound and tonal patterns with the energy medicine programs with individuals and groups, and in residential treatment and with people with immune compromised illnesses and cancer. The first step is to determine the length of time that you need to spend listening to the music that you select to focus on, and that is for about 20 minutes. Most people begin to have an awareness of shifting their consciousness over between 15 and 20 minutes, and that can be, for some people, 15 to 30 minutes. So that is the amount of time that you want to allocate, where you have undisturbed time. You're not doing, it's not a multitasking adventure where you're listening and watching a program or working on the computer or doing something else. It's just listening for that 20 to 30 minutes. The next very important part is the number of times to get the effects and benefits, and how to tell you're getting those effects and benefits. So first, starting with the number of times to get the benefits of listening to the music, it's important as you begin to start with every single day if you can. If you can't do every single day, go for a minimum of 3 times a week. More is better. And basically the concept is the more you listen, the quicker and the easier the listening is, and the easier and quicker you'll get the benefits. To know that you're receiving the benefits from listening to the music, there are 3 ways this occurs. One is that there's a sense of the time, what 20 or 30 minutes that you've spent, that is shortened, so it may feel like 5 or 10 minutes. The other way that you can tell that you're getting the benefits is that the time feels even more expanded. So if you're spending 20 to 30 minutes, you start to feel like that might have been an hour or longer. And the third way is that there's just this incredible sense of expansion, and time isn't even important, and there's this feeling of well-being. And those three ways may not be something that you sense right in the beginning. However, after listening for a period of time, you will begin to notice that happening. And many people notice that in the very first time. So here's what we know about music. There's many kinds of music. They have different rhythms and compositions, and all music is not suited to this process. There's specific music that have certain rhythms, tones, cadences, and movements that help facilitate us to shift out of ordinary consciousness. These specific kinds of music give us restoration, stress reduction, and then all the benefits that come with that, which are healing. The unique sound and musical selections offer repetition of tones, melodies, rhythms, sequences, and frequencies, and also through the repetition of listening that influence us. Like a baby listening to a lullaby over and over, they take us out of normal consciousness into these healing states. And here's why these specific sound and musical patterns work. They affect our heart rate, so by listening to the music, that's all you have to do. The sound patterns affect our heart rate, they slow it down. It affects our brain waves. We know that our heart and our brain waves are very synchronized, and so they affect both of those, and that also affects our respiration, so our breath. So our heart, our brain waves, and our respiration shift into a more relaxed state where we are in synchronization with all the benefits that occur. In the field of sound and musical healing, some selections are designed more for trauma and post-traumatic stress, while other selections are suited for enhancing creativity, insight, relaxation, problem solving, calming, going to the dentist, and sleep. Avoid driving while listening to these specific musical and sound patterns because you need to be alert during the state of driving. So that's something to avoid. Here's a review of what these special sound and musical patterns heal and change through their accelerated application just by listening. Healing the heart, which includes relationships, grief, and loss, and betrayal, as well as a sense of disconnection from other people. Individual harmony, so feeling that within. Group coherence, when there's a connection with a group. Relaxation, stress reduction, and calming, which is especially beneficial for babies and children and teens. Pain minimization and pain management. It gives people an ability to feel they have control over their pain instead of the pain having control over them. Healing in different levels, the body, mind, emotions, and spirit. Restlessness reduction, centering, coming into our center through hearing specific musical patterns and sequences. Getting to sleep, staying asleep, and going back to sleep, which is very powerful. Going to the dentist, connection with ourselves and with other people, and also accelerated creativity, intuition, insight, and accessing memory, in addition to an acceleration and enhancement of advanced awareness. This sound and musical composition by David Gibson is especially beneficial for trauma and post-traumatic stress, and you can find that on Amazon. The following is a sample selection of the kind of music or sound patterns that help to facilitate not only the benefits of meditation, but also the benefits of accelerated consciousness, insight, creativity, and innovation development. To use this little used amazing resource, here's the formula. If for some reason you've chosen a selection that you don't like, get one you do like and stick with it, because it's the repetition of that same piece that goes deeply into our consciousness. Listen 20 or 30 minutes every day, and if you can't listen every day, shoot for at least 3 times a week over 3 months, because over that period of time we get to the point where we can anticipate the different melody and the notes. And so at the very beginning, when you hear the first notes, your being immediately begins to shift. And also after those 3 months, continue to listen about 3 times a week. And you don't have to do the whole piece if you don't want to, but it helps to keep the melody readily available in your consciousness. And that's what gives you the reliable tool to use during stressful times, like an accident or someone's passing, going to the dentist, for accelerating our consciousness, sleep, and all those other benefits. Thanks for listening to Specific Methods for Applying Music and Sound for Healing from Transformational Wisdom Institute with Dr. Susan Sophia James at www.twi.education. Bye for now.